it's really great that we all get to know each other, and how everyone's viewpoints, everyone's way of looking at things is so different. And we have basically people from the age of 16 to people who are at the age of 60.
Right, right.
So here, age is not a factor. It's just one love, and that's football, and that's Manchester United for us.
Hello everyone, this is Tanmay and I welcome you to this episode of Fan Club India. In today's episode, I have two guests from the enemy territory. Though we are the neighbors, but for those 180 minutes, for those 180 minutes in the season, we definitely hate each other passionately. So we have two passionate fans from the other side of the Manchester. I would like to welcome Alag Gada and Yash Mota. They are the member of Manchester United Supporters Club Pune. So Alag Bhai, Yash Bhai, welcome to the show. How are you
Thank you
guys?
so much.
Thank
Tanmay.
you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so guys, let's go to the basics. Why we have so just first question down right is that how you guys started following football and how you guys started following Manchester United. Let's start with you, Alag Bhai.
Well, it all started in probably 2008 for me. 12 years down the line, where football was something very new to me, and this was something that I got introduced to by my father, and he was a hardcore Argentina fan, and for him it was all about from the times of Diego Maradona. He's been following them onto Baptista and others as well. So this is something that I got hooked onto football, and at that moment I did not understand anything about which club to support or which country, except for India, do I like in the Europe or maybe the South American. But when I saw United play for the first time, that was amazing. When we had the class of '92 playing for us, we had Beckham, we had the Neville brothers, we had Giggs, Scholes, and we had everyone who really understood. They gave the essence to the United team, and
Right.
when they were playing the badge, that was something I liked the intensity to it. So I got hooked on the United there.
Great. So what's your story, Yash Bhai?
So it was, I think, the 2006 and 7 season where I was just returning home from my tuition, and my tuition teacher's brother, he was watching Liverpool versus United at that time, and I was just fascinated to the red jersey. Like I was asking him who's the better team. I just sat for the 10 minutes and I was asking him who's the team. So I was asked him who's the better team, who's the team in red. I think they are better. He being a Scouser, he's like, no, they are actually playing. They are playing well, but this is the greatest team. So I was like, yeah, okay, they might be the greatest team. I didn't know football at that time. The next day I go to school and I tell my buddies like, I think Liverpool are a great team. And that day I was roasted for the whole day. Like, are you dumb? Are you that? Yeah, and then they just introduced me to Ronaldo and Rooney at that time, and I just saw a few the next week I saw a match, and then I think uh, Ronaldo scored one free kick. I think I'm not sure. And after that day, I was like, yeah, this is a good club. I think I should support them and not the Scousers. So that's how it started. But I didn't really watch each and every match till the last season of Sir Alex when we signed Robin van Persie.
Okay.
So from that season, I started watching each and every match because at that time I was like around maybe around my 10th or 9th, I think.
Oh, yeah.
So I understood football by then. I thought.
Yeah, that was a great story, guys. So, guys, tell me about how you guys started the Supporters Club. What is the history of Supporters Club? How you guys came with the idea that there should be Supporters Club in Pune? Starting with Yash Bhai.
So in 2011, a bunch of United fans just came along, and they were inspired. To be honest, they were inspired from MUSCM. So, which is Manchester United Supporters Club in Mumbai. So they were one of the first supporters club, and we were kind of inspired from them. And there were like bunch of people who started it, and we started in 2011. And in the 2017-18 season, we became official supporters club. So till then, we were just building up on that. Like we were getting fans to know what the culture is. Like basically, before that, screening was a new concept to people.
Right.
Maximum the people screened was like a India Pakistan match. To be honest, a cricket match that would be India Pakistan, nothing else. But now this scenario is changing. People
Right.
actually like the sport, and people wanted to come to watch a game. So after a few years down the lane, we started. We became official, and this would be our fourth year running. So we are already official for the next season. So we we will be official this season as well.
Would you like
So yeah, so we are.
would you like to add anything to it, Alak bhai?
Yeah, I mean, see, it all started with this whole vision of enjoying the match together, with like-minded people, who understand football as a religion.
Right.
It's
Right.
very deep, and not everybody really understands, the love that is going in for the club. But yes, it all started with, a bunch of people from Pune who started coming regular to the screenings where they're exchanging their ideas, their views, watching the matches together, over a couple of drinks, and it just spread. It just spread like wildfire, and now we're such a strong community where everyone is meeting everyone week in week out. We all feel very closely knit as a community, and yes, we all standing shoulder to shoulder no matter what. Watching the matches, having fun,
Great.
probably having our own Stratford at Pune. So that's the kind of environment we are creating.
Great, great. So, guys, for every Indian football fan, it is a dream to meet their club legend. And when you talk about United, there is a big list of club legends. So, you guys met few United legends. So, I guess MUSC Pune met Nemanja Vidic, and Yash bhai, you also met West Brown, or I guess Luis Saha. So, how was your experience? How was the experience to meeting the football legend?
So, meeting Wes Brown and Dimitar Berbatov was a day I can't forget, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
So, it was like, I think it was around January, and in the next, in 2 weeks, we met Luis Saha and Robson, I think, for I Love United event in Mumbai.
Wow.
So, it was truly a thing I would never forget, like an experience I would never forget. So basically, what happened was they were here in town for a Kerala Blasters match, and we had few contacts, and we just got them to meet with our fans. And it was like one and a half. We got a permission for like 45 minutes, but they enjoyed the program so much that they stayed for around like 1.5 2 hours. Like the team
Wow.
manager also allowed it,
Wow.
but yeah, they stayed for a quite a long time.
Great, great. Would you like to
So
add anything
yeah,
to
it
it?
was a great experience. And if you would see Berbatov's and Berbatov and Wes's Instagram, you would see that we gave them a Puneri Pagdi. That's what they call it around here, a turban. And they actually liked it, and they posted it out on the social media.
Great, great, great. That's so great. Would you like to add anything to it, Alak bhai?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, see, it's always great that when you can meet the club legends, and we've had so many people who are flying down to the UK watching matches, and it's really great when they are experiencing that. But as we have a lot of people from our MUSCP who are who met Dimitar, who met Bez, they understand that it's an honor to be with the
Right.
supporters club, and what an opportunity we all get, and what a platform we all get, just to express our gratitude towards these players, have a very good conversation about like about Dimitar. Everyone knows about Dimitar, the Bulgarian mafia, as they call him. So
Right.
it's amazing when you can personally get in touch with him, kind of understand some inside stories, and it's just great to connect. And we could amazingly see the response they have, even though we are a small supporters club from India for United. They still understand, like
Right.
whoever is in the United family is our family. So
Right. Right.
that was a very great connection that we all saw. So it's hats off to the management team then who made this possible.
Right, right. That's a very perfect point. It's the best. It's a beautiful team of football is that it connects people, and everyone feels the same way. So, Alak bhai, there are very few unique stories about supporters club. There are very few unique fan stories. So, I would like to hear more about that. What are the inspiring and fan stories in United Pune?
Well, for inspiring stories, the best part about our screenings was, when we had joint screenings with especially Liverpool, the City teams, and everyone. We had the screenings at offside, and it was a massive experience. It was a massive experience with 400 to 500 people together watching a match. With all the chants coming in, all the with it really felt like we were in the stadium at then.
Right.
That is the kind of experience we wanted to give to the people as well, but we already got it ourselves. And we just wanted to share this moment that guys, this is something that we cannot ever forget. We
Right.
have people who come from such far places. They will travel 40 kilometers to 45 kilometers just for a match. I personally have a very bad luck, to be honest. I wanted to watch the screening, the derby, the Manchester derby with my family in Pune. But right now, for the last 3 years, I don't know why, but it's always been in Goa with my MUSC Goa friends. But to be honest, I cannot compare, the ambience and the experience that I get it in Pune. So, it's really great that, we all get to know each other, and, how everyone's viewpoints, everyone's way of looking at things is so different. And, we have basically people from the age of 16 to people who are at the age of 60, 60.
Right. Right.
So, here, age is not a factor. It's just one love, and that's football, and that's Manchester United for us.
Right. Right. Would you like to add anything to it? Yes, bhai.
Yeah, so as he was saying that we had people from different age groups. We had one, a son and a father coming to a screening. The father was 87-year-old.
Oh,
That
wow.
was a day to remember.
Wow.
The, the father is also a United fan, and the son was also a United fan, and the father was
Great.
87, and he was actually at a screening to watch the
Great.
match.
Oh, wow. It's so good to hear. I was in Pune for like last 3 years, and I attended so many
Yeah.
derby screenings. When City won 2-1, it was my best experience. But when City lost 3-2, it was really the worst experience of my screening. There were
Yeah,
like
I think you guys were prepared with we did it on the Derby day, I think.
we had a one Ben Yedder face mask on that
I
day,
do remember that.
and you guys had that oil the box of
Oil
oil.
can, oil money.
It was a very great experience. It was very banter experience. So okay, so now there were a lot of lockdown. This was a lockdown period, and there were not much of gathering with the fans. So there is one thing you guys introduced, a manager league. So guys, tell me about what is the manager league and how it helps the fan to be connected. I'll me to Alak bhai.
So our whole idea about this was, we were out of a routine. Watching the matches together at offside or maybe at someone else's place. The live footballing aspect from our lives was gone,
Right.
and we really felt the gap. We really felt the gap in our lives that there's no live football, and we were just discussing over. Yash and I were discussing over this that what can we really do, to bring the footballing aspect back to our lives,
Right.
and especially the live aspect, where we are watching live games. So we came up with it with a small tournament that was just an 8-team tournament first, but it grew to be so massive that we're still doing it. It's in the second edition right now, and it's really great when you have more than 200 plus participants
Right.
as of now, who are, so basically it's just we are giving independence to people onto you select your own team. It'll start
Right.
basically from your auction process, where we are conducting 3-hour auctions per day. We're having auctions, you select your own team, you are the manager, you choose how your team is going to play, and we're just going to have that artificial intelligence of FIFA 20, and we're just going to simulate the match in front of you live that you can watch on our YouTube channel.
Great.
So
Great.
it was a massive experience when we could see Ronaldo playing for Atletico Madrid with defenders like John Stones and Mustafi. It's we had a very great experience with this, because the bidding. the whole process, the auctioning process, where everyone's minds really blew off. Like my calculations are not really working. So what can I do now?
Right.
Everything that has come into place. It was so amazing that the manager league was a hit. We are looking forward to having some more different aspects onto the whole thing, because we understand why these events are very important for our community, because a 2 month break is not something nobody looks
Right,
at. So
right.
this is something that we could do for them, and yes, everybody's just enjoyed it. Everybody's loved it.
Great. That's a very great initiative. That's a very good idea. So, guys, let's come down to this season. So, what are your thoughts on this season? When the season started and I watched United play, I was a City fan. I was happy because you guys were struggling a little bit. You were losing points, but then one guy came from Portugal, and now it's like literally happy days for United. You are literally not losing any game. So, what are your season assessment till now? What are you feeling about this season? What about you guys, bye?
Before the Portuguese guys, we still managed to beat you twice, so it's okay for me to be
That's
honest.
right, but that's right, but still. You are not in a very good form still.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
like, how
So
would it?
basically, to be honest, game changing this season for me would be the defense. To be honest, we were not that stable in the final season of Mourinho. So if you remember, we considered the most goals, if I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
last season. And this season, we were pretty solid at the back because of two guys. And I would I would say Williams to an extent, Brendan Williams, the pressure he put on Shaw, because
Right.
of which he had to perform, and he actually has been putting up good performances week in week out. So like till last year, we didn't have a solid partnership behind like Lindelof and Smalling, Jones, and it wasn't that great. So after we got in Maguire, after we got Maguire in, I think we were pretty solid. Maguire and Van Bissaka. Van Bissaka didn't let anyone go from his wing. Shaw had less pressure from his side, and Maguire did his job at times, and Lindelof was improving over the season. Yeah, so defense had a very big role to play. Attackers, I feel letting off Lukaku go and not finding a replacement, people thought it might backfire. It did backfire initially when we needed someone experienced, when we had Martial injured, and then Rashford was the only one performing
Right.
for a couple of months. But once Martial was back in, and then we didn't have Pogba, so we had Fred, who was given a lot of game time, and it was showing like when we were showing great. What do you say? Uh, when we were believing in him. So when we believed in him that he is going to perform, he actually did perform. So
Right.
I think the team actually built on it. So overall, the season was great if you take in consideration that we didn't have many experienced people out there. So the most experience we had was the one was Dahaya, second was Maguire. Lindelof doesn't have that much experience in my opinion. Like he still has to improve a bit. Then McTominay, he was
Yeah.
completely out. Like he came in like he came in place of Matic, who was out of form at that point, and he was one of our senior figure. And that's it. Those were our senior figures.
Right.
So this season, the younger guys have stepped in just like the class of 92. I won't say they have stepped up the quality of class of 92, but something of that sort.
Right. Right. Yeah. So what would you like to add, Alag bhai? What is your assessment to this season?
Well, as Yash already said, so about this season, I would compare this probably exactly 18. I'm sorry, 19 games at a time. So the first 19 games, that is the first half of the season, we could clearly make out that the loss of a striker is going to really impact us. We opened up with a bang, like a 4-0 win at Chelsea. Nobody ever thought of this. Again, coming down the line with a couple of matches to go, we can clearly see why we had, almost 10 draws this season as of now. 10 draws was basically we were lacking something in the midfield, We were lacking something in the midfield. And of course, that had made the defenders step up their game, because
Right.
a lot of pressure was on them.
Right. Right.
And of course, the strikers were performing because, as we can see now, we have 50 plus goals for Greenwood, Rashford, and Martial right now. But the problem was in the midfield, and they were not consistent enough. Of course, McTominay, Fred, and we also had glimpses of Marta Lingard and also Andreas Pereira sometimes. But we could see they were not consistent with Pogba being injured. We were, I think Bruno has come in as a blessing, as everyone in the Premier League can say. Such an impactful player, 15 games unbeaten right now, and we're on a roll.
I think 16.
It's 16 now. So again,
Yeah.
16 games unbeaten now. We are on a roll, and I would like to add that, again, second half of the season, we can clearly see, how the dynamics have changed. We're not dependent on any specific person now, right now, and Ole has been playing a masterclass with changing his teams, letting each and every one know that your place is not concrete in your lineup. So you have to you have to play your part. Where he's mixing it up really well. He's mixing it up really well, and we can clearly see now that De Gea is trying to regain his form back after all his World Cup blunders. So overall, I would really say that it is a 7.5 out of 10 season right now, and we're just waiting to enter the top four and probably have you guys see you off in the Champions League or something like that. Let's see. We're waiting for 5 more days for the official review for that.
Yeah. We are desperately
But
waiting.
I think no, we are missing out on a point, but that Ole's signings this season have been actually better than what previous manager did sign. Like if you say Mourinho signings, they were still better than the Moyes and I think LVG signings. They were horrible. Like the players, I think none of LVG's players is still at the club if you just leave Martial and Rashford out of it. So the two only blessings LVG gave us was Martial and Rashford, and obviously making Dyer sign another contract. Other than that, the signings which Ole has made this season, Van Bissaka, Maguire, Daniel James, absolutely crucial signings. If you see, we didn't have a proper right back. We were dependent on Young Mama.
Yeah.
We were dependent on Young.
Right.
Young. We weren't dependent on young talent, but we were dependent on Young's talent, which was actually a point where we were struggling. We needed young talent to perform instead of Young, and we didn't have a solid defender as a centre back, which Jose was requesting Woodward. So I think with these signings, Ole has been at the I would grade him A out of anything, A plus. His signings have been A plus. Like Bruno, the impact you are seeing. The team is more hungry after he's joined.
Right.
More chances are being created. Defensively, we have been almost. I think we clean sheets. That is the third person. I think third or the fourth. Nick Pope is on 14. Edison is on 14. Allison is on 14.
Ederson, Allison on 13. Ederson is on 13. Nick Pope
13.
Yeah.
Nick Pope is 14. Dyer is on 12 or 13. Yeah. So he's almost there. 2-3 games clean sheet, and he might actually surpass Nick Pope.
Yeah.
I hope Allison and they slip up, but it's okay.
After Sir Alex Ferguson retired, and I've seen so many derby games, and whenever United won against us, I used to say that City were almost a good team in that game. But when I saw this season's 80-yard game and that first half, and it made me I was actually scared, and I can literally see this United team building up on something, and I hope I'm wrong, but let's see. So guys, let's wrap up this episode by a game of trivia, because it was fun talking to you, but now let's get ready to the trivia. I'll ask you about the season 2012 and 2013, Sir Alex Ferguson's last season. So I hope you guys are ready for it. So I'll ask you 3 questions each, 3 for Alak Bhai, 3 for Yash Bhai. So first question will be worth 1 point, second will be worth 2 points, third will be worth 3 points. And why are they going to worth it? I'm going to tell you as the question passes. So I have to be fair, as I've marked them from 1 to 6. So which question goes to who, I have to be fair for that. So that's why I'll have a toss. So I'm holding a coin in either of my hand. So Alak Bhai, tell me in which hand I'm holding a coin, in my right or in my left?
Can you put it up?
Okay.
Okay, you have it in your left.
Okay. So yes, you are right. I have to get the trick, So tell me, would you like to go first or would you like to go second?
I always like to go second.
Okay. So Yash bhai. So the first question is worth 1 point. This is regarding 2012-2013 season. So first question for you, Yash bhai. Who scored the last goal for Man United under Sir Alex Ferguson? It's a very easy question. Who scored the first goal?
Robin Van Persie, if I'm not
Scored, who
wrong.
scored the first goal in the last game of Sir Alex Ferguson?
Oh, first goal in the last game. I think it was
Yeah,
the 5-all QPR game,
yeah.
if I'm not
West
wrong.
Brom, West Brom.
West Brom.
Yeah,
Ah,
Lukaku
okay.
scored a hat trick. So who scored the first goal for Man United on that day?
Uh,
If you get it wrong, I'll ask Alag bhai, and if you get it right, you'll get the point. And we can, by the way,
Chicharito.
this is a friendly game. This is a friendly game. So if you like
Yeah,
to want to have some, bet or something that whoever loses does this, I have no problem with that. So it's up to you guys.
Chicharito? Was it
Okay.
Chicharito?
Okay. Alag bhai, do you think Yash bhai is right or you have some other answer? Is Chicharito right or you have some other?
Tanmay, I actually have a different answer. I'm really not sure, but I would like to go ahead with Van Persie.
Okay. So both of you are wrong. I'll give you just one hint. Okay. This player is non-European midfielder.
It is Jisung Park, probably.
Close. You are close. Yash bhai. He's
Anderson.
close. He's close. No. The correct answer is Shinji Kagawa.
Oh,
Kagawa scored the
Kagawa.
first
Oh,
goal
I
in
just
that
Oh, yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
We probably forgot the Japanese midfielder.
Yeah.
so this question, next question for Alag bhai. Okay. So what was the final score in the game where Man United's League Cup run ended?
League Cup run ended.
So when Man
We
United
probably
lost.
lost 2-1.
So what was the final score in that game?
Where we lost, right?
Yeah.
It was 2-1.
Okay. Yash bhai, is he right?
I don't remember that. It was, I think 3-1. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing.
Okay. So the correct answer is 5-4. It was Chelsea. Remember that game?
Oh, they did go down to penalties where
Yeah, it was supposed to go to a penalty,
Ferdinand
but
had to.
it was 5-4.
Ferdinand was the
He
keeper, I
scored the
think.
last minute. He scored last minute penalty. 120th minute. It was 5-4 against Chelsea. Okay, so now the both of you didn't get the answer. The score is 0-0. So now the next question. It is quite tough. It is quite tough. It is but 2 points. I'll tell you, it is quite tough with two points, and I'll give you a hint. If you ask me a hint and then give the answer, you'll get 1 point. If you answer without the hint, you'll get 2 points. Okay, so now the question is for Yash bhai. It is very tough question. So please answer. Please tell me who scored the first Champions League goal for Man United that season? First goal in the Champions League that season. Who scored that?
Welbeck. If I'm not wrong, it was
If you have to
Welbeck.
take a hint, you can.
Danny Welbeck.
Are you sure?
Can I have a hint or is it Danny Welbeck?
It will take 1 point. It's up to you. So, you want to go with Welbeck?
Okay, I'll go ahead with Danny Welbeck. Yeah.
Okay. Alag bhai, is he right?
I would like to take a hint first.
No, but you want this is a two pointer. Okay, so I'll give you a hint.
Okay. I would possibly go for Wayne Rooney.
Okay, I'll give a hint.
It's probably a defender.
He was a
probably a
midfielder.
defender.
He was a midfielder and he's currently retired.
Carrick. If I'm not wrong, Carrick.
Alag bhai, is he right?
I guess so, but I would like to give a different answer. I'll go with Darren Fletcher.
Okay, so Yash bhai, you are right. It was Carrick against Galatasaray, but you won't get the point because you won with
Yeah.
So okay, the score is 0-0. Okay, now the question for Alag bhai. So this is quite easy question. You might get it. Who was Manchester United top scorer in FA Cup that season?
FA Cup. Oh my god.
I'll give you a hint if you want to take a hint.
Okay, just a second. It is definitely not Lingard, so we'll keep Lingard aside. Yeah, you can give me a hint.
Legend Lingard.
So this player is non-European and currently plays in MLS. Who was the Manchester top scorer that season in FA Cup?
Come on, it has to be Wayne Rooney.
Non-European, he
He's
said.
non-European.
I'm sorry, it's non-European. Then it's Chicharito.
He is currently playing for Derby County, so he's not even in MLS.
Okay. I think I was wrong. Then I think it's Chicharito, I guess, but I'm not really sure.
Okay, Yash bhai, is he right?
Yeah, he's right, I think.
Okay,
Chicharito
I
is
wanna
the
change
only
my answer.
non-European.
I want to change my answer.
Okay.
He's playing in MLS.
Yeah, he's currently
It's Luis
in
Nani.
Non-European.
It's Luis Nani.
Nani is European. Portugal, bhai.
Portuguese.
But damn, is it a non-European for sure?
Yeah, he's a non-European for sure. That's
my God.
it.
And
Then
Chicharito is playing in MLS right now.
Then I think I'll stick with Chicha then.
So correct answer
Tough,
is
man.
Chicharito. It is Javier Hernandez. He's currently playing for LA Galaxy.
Dude, you're telling me these questions are simple. They're not. To be honest, 8 years back, I won't remember something from last season as well, man.
That's why I told you. That's why I told you prepare for 2012-13 season.
I wish I don't remember anything from last season.
Dude, we are engineering students to be prepared in the last moment.
I'm also engineering student. Okay, so guys, so it's 1-0 to Alak bhai because you get the right answer. It was Chicharito. So now the third question is worth
Okay,
3
so the
points.
next clue, do I get 2 points or I get 1 point if I take a clue
No,
for
no,
next question?
Now it is the next question. I'll tell you the next question was 3 points. Okay, so now you can make a big comeback, Yash bhai. But it is a very tough question. So I'll tell you why it is worth 3 points because it has 3 answers. So if you give me all 3 answers, you get 3 points. If you give me 2 answers, you get 2 points. If you give me 1, you get 1 point. Okay, this is quite tough, and I hope you get it right. So United won.
Hey Google side में रख. Hey Google side में रख.
Google नहीं रे, चार्जर ले रहा हूँ भाई.
Okay, so question for you, Yash bhai. Manchester United won 4-0 3 times in the Premier League that season. 4-0. So which were those 3 games? You have to tell me. In the Premier League, United won 4-0 3 times that season. I'll give you kind of a hint, okay? Because it is quite tough. In one game, in one 4-0, Kagawa scored hat-trick.
Kagawa hat-trick was Wigan Athletic. Wigan, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Wigan, then Wigan, then Spurs, and Wigan, Spurs.
In one game,
and I
Van Persie
think
and Hernandez scored brace. Both of them scored brace. And in one game,
Newcastle.
okay, so your 3 answers are Norwich, Spurs, Newcastle.
No. Wigan Athletic, Spurs, and the last
Newcastle.
answer was Newcastle.
Okay. Alak bhai, you would like to change some answers, like if he is wrong in any one of them?
To be honest, I am trying to remember which teams did we play in 2012. But
Yash bhai, would you like to tell me?
I would like to go ahead with probably Sunderland.
Okay.
If Sunderland did play, I don't know. If probably Sunderland, Fulham, and maybe one of the big teams, I guess. I don't
It was
remember.
4-0.
I will go ahead with Arsenal though.
Wow. Okay. So Yash bhai, I would like to ask, it was Wigan home or away?
I don't remember that. I just remember it was Wigan. Kagawa's hat-trick was Wigan, if I'm not wrong.
Okay.
That only I remember. But I'll go with home because we did win at majority of it might be at home.
Okay. So Yash bhai, out of all of the 3 answers you gave, 1 is correct. It was Wigan. And you know why I did ask you home and away? Because you won 4-0 home as well as away. You won both against Wigan, and 1 was Norwich. It was 2 Wigan.
I could have had 2 points. I can have 2 points, right?
Yeah, no. That's why I asked home or away. You said home. That's why I asked you. Okay.
So which were the 3 teams?
So Wigan home.
Wigan twice and once Norwich.
One was Norwich, and Kagawa scored hat-trick against Norwich. You know, you were confused. Kagawa scored hat-trick against Norwich.
That man. These are bloody tough questions, man.
yeah.
I don't know. You don't even know if the players remember if they scored against these teams.
Yeah, to be honest, even I don't think they remember.
Okay, so now the score is 1-1. So Alagba, you have 3 chances to get just 1 point and get it right. This is if you know.
What if it's a draw? What if it's
a draw? It's a draw. If you win, you don't get anything. So I'm not sponsoring anything. If it's draw, it's draw. I have no problem. So Alagba, the question for you is, I don't know if it's easy or difficult. If you know, you know. So United first game was 3-2 against Fulham. United first victory at Old Trafford that season was 3-2 against Fulham. Name the 3 goal scorer from United on that day. Who scored those 3 goals?
From United, okay.
Yeah, 3-2 Fulham.
Okay. Probably let me think about this.
You have to just get one right to win the trivia. The score is now 1-1.
I know. I'm trying to think. So Fulham, basically, I would go with Rooney. I would go with Carrick, and I would go with Chicharito.
Okay, Yash bhai, do you think he's right?
I think Kagawa scored. Kagawa, then RVP and Carrick. I'm not sure, but I'll just go with them.
Okay.
Carrick or Fletcher. Take Fletcher, not Carrick.
So all 3 answers that Alagbai gave, all 3 of them were wrong. But out of 3 answers that Yash bhai gave, 2 of them were right. So the right answer is correct.
Do I get points? Do I get points?
You don't get the points, but if it's a draw, so as a benefit of doubt, you should get the win because you got the 2 right from this. Correct answer is.
So who are the right ones though?
RVP, Kagawa, and Rafael. These were the 3 players. Alak bhai, how didn't you get RVP actually? You should have gone with RVP. Come on, man.
Again, I probably know, from Fulham, I think Zamora scored. That's something I remember.
Did Berbatov join Fulham at that time?
Yeah.
Or he was at AS Monaco?
Yeah, he was at Berbatov. He was with Fulham.
Yeah, he was in Fulham. So
I think he scored against us. I think in that match.
So in the penalty shootout, it was Yash bhai who won the trivia. So congrats Yash bhai.
He's always a big fan of Alex Ferguson. He's always in the Fergie time, That's how he does it.
Yeah, right. So guys, it was really fun talking to you guys. I enjoyed a lot. So guys, thank you for joining me. And stay safe, guys. I hope to catch up with you soon.
Yeah,
bye, guys.
Thank you so much.
It was great.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Take care.
It was great to be here.
Yeah. Thank you, bros. Take care. Stay safe.
Yep.
Bye.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.